So initially I didn't really think I needed Bible study because I've gone to Christian day school, I went to Christian high school, and always attended church. And the reality was that once I attended Bible study, I saw that it was so much more than just listening. It was engaging with other people that have the same beliefs as I do, and maybe even understanding my beliefs better than I had before.
We look forward to it every week. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting. We get excited about it.
Static. I didn't really develop and find out more truths, or even just make sure I knew the truths, the most important ones.
I often joke with Pastor, we gotta change the name from Bible study to Bible party. Because once you put the word study in there, it sounds like it's not fun. But it really, truly is. We look forward to it.
You can't in the middle of the sermon say, wait a minute, I don't quite understand that. And if I don't ask you after church, then I'm back again the next week and then I never asked and got answers to my questions. So I think that that's great too.
When you sit down with Bible study, there are parts where you thought you may have understood, but then after Bible study, you're like, that makes a lot more sense to me now.
For me, it's the most important thing to keep learning, keep going further into the Word.
We're all together and we're all learning the same thing, and then we can share stories about how it applies to our lives, and then everyone else can bond through the stories that they're sharing about themselves.
The teacher, the pastor always gets your wheels turning, gets you thinking, and teaches you stuff you didn't know, and it's just always very, very interesting.
I can remember one of the first Bible studies that I came to here and hearing Pastor Schumann talk about the milk versus solid food, and I was like, what is he talking about? And that's what I would say is when I went to grade school and when I went to high school, I got the milk of the Word, and now it's really more truly understanding what it is. Not just knowing that Jesus lived a perfect life for me, died to cover my sins, but then digging into that deeper and understanding more thoroughly why I need to make changes in my life based on what he did for me.
For me, I want to get closer to God, so it's not enough just to read it. I want to know it. I want to understand it, because I'm dedicating my life to it, so I want to know it. And if I know it real well, I can help someone else down the road, if they have questions.
Mm-hmm. I would say that Bible study also helps me in my prayer life, and I bring that prayer life to work.
I guess I would say if you have any questions, it's a great place to get them answered. And even if you don't have any questions, if you come, I'm sure you'll find some. So
I think you can just ask more questions and actually understand what's going on instead of just listening and be like, oh, this is what it has to be because that's what he's saying. You can actually understand why it is like that.
But Jesus is all over the Old Testament. The fun part is trying to find him. It's kind of like Where's Waldo a little bit.
I'm more comfortable asking questions and even questions that might seem at first kind of dangerous. You know what I mean?
When you sit in worship, you listen to what's being shared with you. When you sit in Bible study, you're sharing what you know as well. And confirming that you have it right.
It's not just you get the knowledge for yourself, it's how you can share it to other people.
When you're with people that you trust and you're not in this classroom setting and you don't feel any pressure to be right, you just want to know. You just want to know what's right and what's the truth and what's not the truth. And it's a lot easier to learn, I think.
If you don't talk at all, nobody's going to call you out. You're there to learn.
And I definitely recommend anybody, especially for someone like me who's shy and doesn't like talking, you wouldn't know it. When you're around fellow believers, you can just kind of drop your guard because you're with your people. And that's what's really nice. You can let your true self come out.
For me, I feel like it's been a blessing even for my entire family to be able to come and do that together.
You can look at the Bible kind of like an old photo album. If you haven't looked at a photo album in 20 years, you forget the pictures. If you've read the Bible once 20 years ago, but you don't keep in it, you're going to forget a lot of the teachings in it.
I definitely feel like it's just become more important and more of a necessity, not just me going through the motions.
Please come and try it.
Yeah. It's fun. You should come.
Pick up the Bible, go to Bible study, and have a good time. It's fun.